Alright, Kimbo White here, still pumped up after a night of good fights last night. Uh, Tyron Woodley, he's the man. This dude is a beast among beasts, and he proved it last night. I mean, look at Galvo, however you say it, the guy who was fighting. I mean, look at this guy who's a beast, and he more or less got slapped around and put in check. And it's going to take a bad dude to whip Tyron Woodley. So props to Miles Kuhn, new welterweight champ, takes Sarah Kaufman's title. And Josh Thompson pulling out the decision victory over Jay-Z. And I got to give him props for what he said at the end. Two judges scored it really close, which is what sounded about right to everybody. Whichever way it was going to go, obviously it was going to be close. And then the one judge pulls out with a 30-27, and this is the problem we've been seeing in MMA a lot. It's a problem at UFC 119. 2 or 3 fights, the judging was horrible. And he's the first fighter that I've seen after a fight get on the microphone and straight call the judges out and tell them, hey, you guys need to be having some kind of clinic for judges to where you guys learn to judge these fights. And that's exactly what he told them. And, for a fighter to get up and say that to the judges in front of everybody takes a lot of balls just because, that might rub some people the wrong way, but that's the way it is, and that's the honest truth. For some reason, there's no set requirements or anything to the way these guys judge fights, and I know that it's a huge issue right now. Just with the sport being what it is and becoming what it is, I cannot believe that these judges would not have been. The Athletic Commission doesn't set forth certain requirements and regulations for these guys to go by when they judge a fight, and for these guys to not be licensed MMA judges, not boxing judges or just fight judges or, whatever the hell they are. They're to become a licensed MMA judge, you should have to go through training and anything else, just like anybody is licensed to do anything. And Josh Thompson called him out, and I really respect the dude for that. And I really like Josh Thompson, man. Dude's cool. And Gilbert Melendez, these guys are class acts, man. I've been happy to see him fight a third time. I'm probably just happy to see that as I was, this Diaz Noons. I was pumped about it. And, getting right to it. Nick Diaz, what can you say, man? His last 3 or 4 fights, the guy's been looking like he's definitely, one, without a doubt, one of the best in the world, one of the top 2 or 3 guys in the world at 170. You're just not gonna find a guy who can get around this guy's style and do anything with him, unless maybe, I still think that, with as good as he's doing, look now, who's the next guys they got to put in front of him? Paul Daly, Scott Smith, and Cyborg. There's only one guy out of those 3, I'm telling you right now, that's going to beat Nick fucking Diaz, and that's possibly Cyborg. But Paul Daly and Scott Smith can both just go ahead and hang it up before they even come in. They might as well just come in and throw the towel, because Nick Diaz is going to whip them guys. And Nick Diaz will probably take Cyborg. Cyborg's a fucking beast, and that'd be a fight I'd love to see. Man, he'd have his hands full. But last night, he came out, first round looked pretty good. Second round, I thought he looked like he was already getting a little bit tired. And it kind of worried me, and I thought, man, there's no way in hell. All they do is brag about Nick Diaz's cardio for days. And, all you hear about is the guy fucking this and that about his cardio. And then it looks like the second round he's starting to slow down a little bit to me. But, then when the third round started, he had a second wind, and I kind of realized that, second round he was slowing down because he was getting hit so much. Noons really came out and had a good round that round. I believe it was to the end of the second round when Diaz tried for one takedown. He tried for one takedown the whole fight. That was it. Never tried any takedowns against the cage. Never tried any cage clinching or dirty boxing, period, at all. Tried one takedown, and that was it. Now, he threw the Muay Thai clinch on him and tried to hit him with a knee quite a few times, and landed a couple of them. Landed one square hard one, but he landed a few good knees in the fight, and basically, for the most part, 90% of it, he stood and boxed with KJ Noons and defeated him. What I thought decisively. He won at least 3 rounds. You could probably give him 4, but you could give. I could agree with somebody if they wanted to really push the argument that you could give Noons like round 2 and 5, I believe it was. But other than that, Nick Diaz, I need to go back and watch the fight again. You know how it is when I've only watched it once. It was last night and it was live, and I was pumped, and I remember most of it plain as day. But you know how it is when you go back and watch a fight again. You always see shit you didn't see, and get a little bit different perspective on it. So I might go back again and watch and say, yeah, Noons took 2 of those rounds easy. And I might go back and say, yeah, Noons it could have went either way. But I thought last night Nick Diaz decisively had at least 3 of those rounds. And, it was a hell of a fight, man. Those guys beat the shit out of each other. They were both pretty battered up and bloodied up at the end of the fight. It was definitely what everybody expected it to be. Nick Diaz retained his title at 170 pounds. And the big story of the night afterwards, we had another Strikeforce melee scuffle go on in the hallway. After the fight, Mayhem Miller and Nick Diaz walked past each other, locked eyes, and exchanged some words, and there was Nick Diaz threw his water bottle at Mayhem Miller, and security guards had to separate them. Haven't been able to find any video of that online, but it'd be awesome if somebody had some kind of video of it. Surely there had to have been some kind of guy around with a camera, a press guy, anybody, somebody. I mean, it's pretty unlucky it happened right when there was no camera. I'd like to see what occurred, but the Strikeforce officials played it down like it wasn't a big deal. But of course they're going to do that after what happened on CBS. These guys just. So Coker says that there's 3 other guys in line too. The winner of Dalian Smith and we got Cyborg. But he says he's not opposed to Miller and Diaz settling the differences in the cage. Diaz needs some time to heal. You never know. He could have anywhere from, they always suspend him for at least 30 days after a fight like that, and I'd say he'll be at least a 45. He was not injured, so I knew of as of this morning. So Coker said he doesn't know if he would try to make Diaz fight at 185, try to make Miller fight at 170, or if they're going to come to a catch weight. But Cesar Gracie says they're not going to fight unless it's at a catch weight or at 170. He says Nick Diaz isn't moving up to 185, which I don't blame him. Diaz has been at 170 forever. Let me know what you thought about last night. It's been the last word with Kimbo White.